It was 69. My name is Kobe One Tesla, and I'm 10 years old, living live on Florida in a small rural town right in the middle of the state. One Saturday evening on January, me and my mom attended the church service. Afterwards, we hopped on my mom's truck. We got the country highway and began making our way home. Our house was just 20 minutes down our window with no street length. It was actually there were about the road of the highway, and it was like forest on both sides of the road of the highway. There were no buildings or houses between the church and our neighborhood. My mom was already a very anxious driver who kept both hands on the wheel. She would sit in the hunter with the wheel, keep her eyes tightly focused on the road, but at night her driving anxiety would go woof because she had really bad eyesight, and she would go to great lengths to not drive up to avoid the anxiety. But the church service had just come from had run a little bit long, and so now my mom is driving when the sun started to set, and she's going fast as she can trying to get home before it gets too dark. Cause as we're popping down this road, and it got dark outside, and then there's no big of a deal. And as I was looking at it, I noticed on my mom's window, it looks like there's a little girl sitting on the side of the road. What's a child doing out here in the middle of nowhere? And I said to my mom, I think I just saw a little girl. And my mom was high up on the wheel. She did not hear me the first time, and then she was driving trying to get home. And then I was like, Mom, I think I just saw a little girl. We need to go back. But I don't know what she's doing, but we had to go back and make sure she's okay. And so my mom looks over her. She's not prepared to turn the car on. And my mom was like, well, I'm afraid we gotta get home. And then I was like, Mom, I think I just saw the girl. We had to go back. And then my mom stops the car, and then she was sitting on and this girl was sitting on the grass. Oh wow. Now it was starting to get very dark outside. And then this girl was sitting on the other side, was sitting on the grass. Her back was to the road, and then she has her head to her knees, and she got her legs to her chest, and she's walking back and forth. And so then my mom got confused about this girl, and then my mom and me and my mom began slowly passing by the stop sign, and this girl was not there anymore. And so then my mom kind of began driving, and we were trying to find this girl, and then when it's very dark outside, and we couldn't see the trees, there was no sign of this girl. And there's stop signs all around, and my mom goes, my mom gasped. My mom gasped because on the right hand side was this girl sitting on the side of the road, scared back to the road. Her jeans are up. She's walking back and forth. So my mom pulls up the stop sign, and this girl was just sitting there. And then we were stunned while we were looking at. And so then my mom looked at me, and then she was like, Kobe, do you think it's a different girl? And then my mom was like, and then I was like, no, that's the same girl. And then it's like, Mom, do not stop. And my mom was like, we had to, Kobe, because there's a girl. We need to make sure she's okay. And I unbuckled my seatbelt, and it was coming my ears, and I was like, and then I was like, Mom, please keep going, don't stop. And then this girl was still standing in the other side of the road, and then she was walking back and forth, and I did not know this. And I was covering my ears. I'm crying. I'm still begging for my mom. Please, let's just go home. And then my mom and we began, and I calmed down, and then we began rolling down the road. And I was laying there, and all I can remember, I was covering my ears. I'm crying, and I open my eyes. I look up towards my mom, and who's there? And my mom yells out, this girl. And I remember looking at Mama, and my mom goes, whore, and screams. And I was driving down like crazy, and finally, I jumped on my mom. I was like, Mom, what just happened? What did you see? And my mom's got hit over her mouth, right now. And then my mom looks at me and I didn't even have words. My mom can't believe what we just saw. What we just saw. And so I'm asking Mom, what do you see? What happened? And finally my mom was like, she doesn't have a face. It was hollow. There was nothing on her face while she looked at me. And so I screamed. And I'm crying. My mom was crying. And we spilled our home was coming later. We went inside. Patrick kept falling off. So they get in the house. As soon as they get inside, my mom calls 911. And Mom couldn't believe what we just saw. But we knew it was too embarrassing trying to discover as some girl without face sitting by the highway. And so we just told the police that we see a girl we think needs help. And so the police and they went out and they searched that Tyson highway. They looked for any sign of anybody out there. But there wasn't. There's never any trace of that girl.